Hello everyone, welcome to another session on informatics. In this session, we are going to discuss about the fifth module of informatics, BA English Calicut University. And in this fifth module, we are going to discuss about these topics. We'll discuss about encyclopedias, we'll discuss about libraries, online bookstores, academic journals, content repositories, then web directories, and online education. I might divide the entire session into two or three sessions, like entire module into two or three sessions, depending on the length of the video. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. Encyclopedia, maximum to maximum, you will get a paragraph question from encyclopedia, that section. Okay, so as you all know, it's a type of a reference work. That's the first and foremost thing that you have to take into consideration. Then it's a compendium holding information either from all branches of knowledge or a particular branch of knowledge. Okay, so it's like knowledge from all branches of knowledge are like included in one particular one particular compendium, or collection, you can say. Like, for example, Britannica Encyclopedia, that's like all branches of knowledge information are there in that. Or you can see one particular branch of knowledge. For example, you have something called Encyclopedia of Science and Technology, or you can see Encyclopedia of Computing, Encyclopedia of Education, and like that it is there, subject specific it is there. Then within an encyclopedia, you can see that they are like encyclopedias are divided into articles. Okay, and an article in an encyclopedia are usually accessed alphabetically by article name or by some theme, unlike in a dictionary. A dictionary is basically something very highly linguistic, you can say, or etymological, and it gives us some usage aspects of words. In an encyclopedia, article deals with a single concept. That is another important characteristics, you can say, of encyclopedia. Then the word encyclopedia comes from the Greek word enklikos, pedia. Enkycleos means well-rounded or encircled, and pedia means education, or you can say rearing a child. So together the phrase can be literally translated as well-rounded education, or you can say general knowledge. Okay, then characteristics of encyclopedia, yes, you might get a kind of a paragraph question on that. It might have developed from the 18th century model called dictionary or dictionary, you can say. Dictionary is basically linguistic work which primarily focuses on alphabetical listing of words and their definitions. Okay, but when you look into the characteristics of encyclopedia, you can see encyclopedia article is typically non-linguistic and covers not just a word but a subject or a discipline. Okay, then another thing is like it gives you a kind of an accumulated knowledge on that subject. Okay, an encyclopedia article often includes many illustrations, maps, as well as bibliography and statistics, unlike that of a dictionary. Then the four elements define an encyclopedia are, you can say, one is subject matter, then it's scope, then method of organization, and method of production. Okay, subject matter, as you know, depending on that, encyclopedias can be general, then or you can say one particular topic like cultural encyclopedia, or you can say, something of that kind, medical encyclopedia, likewise, things can be there. Then depending on scope, it gives us an accumulated knowledge for the subject domain, such as encyclopedia of medicine, encyclopedia of philosophy, or law. Scope varies in the breadth of the material and the depth of discussion, depending upon the target audience. Okay, so you can say when we focus more on the subject matter, or you can say when we look into a general encyclopedia, you don't have to give every detail of that particular topic that is discussed. Okay, but when you're looking into something called as medical encyclopedia, you have to give minute detailing. Only those people who are in the medical field or who are in that particular subject, specific kind of a field, they'll refer to encyclopedia. So in that case you have to give for more of, detailed kind of a description. Then method of organization, it actually makes an encyclopedia usable, as a kind of a work of reference. Okay, then usually historically there have been two main methods of organizing printed encyclopedias. One is alphabetical method, and the other one you can say is more or less like hierarchical categories, dividing them into some categories depending on the various components, you can see. Okay, then yeah, there's a small spelling method of production. Method of production, how exactly it is produced, the encyclopedia is produced, whether it is multimedia kind of, access, or just printed. All these things actually matters up there. Then types of encyclopedias, there are many different types of encyclopedias, which may include either general or subject specific. Then one volume or multi-volume works have an index in the last volume, or there may only be one alphabetical listing of topics without an index, then numbered on the spine with numbers, or you can say like with letters. Then electronic format, depends on, various categories, you can say encyclopedias are divided. Then, some examples of encyclopedia: general encyclopedia, as you know, Compton's encyclopedia and fact index is there. Then subject specific, we have Tata McGraw-Hill encyclopedia of science and technology. Then encyclopedias on CD-ROM, we have Microsoft Encarta. It's a very popular kind of a one. Then we have Encyclopedia Britannica, even Wikipedia is an encyclopedia. Then some, examples which you find as like, familiar to you, can learn that. Okay, so with that we can wind up the discussions on encyclopedia, and we move on to the second concept in the module 5, and that is libraries. Now, a library is in fact a collection of sources, resources, and services, and the structure in which it is housed. Okay, so it's like in a structure in which all these sources, resources, and services is housed. That is called as library, and is organized for use and maintained by a public body, an institution, or a private individual. That is how a library is formed. Then it holds, it's basically about that entity that supports, the types of documents they hold, and the subject matter of the documents they hold. It helps in the categorization of libraries. Okay, so by entity that supports or perpetrates them, like academic libraries, corporate libraries, government libraries, historical libraries, or you can say private libraries, public libraries. So types, by the entity that supports the books, or you can say all these services, it is called as, it is one particular type of library. The type of, depending on the type of documents, like, you can say digital library, then picture library, slide library kind of, you can say. Then depending on the subject matter of the documents, you can say it's law library, medical library, theological library, etc. Okay, so however, by traditional professional divisions, libraries can be classified as academic libraries, public libraries, research libraries, then school libraries, and special libraries. So academic libraries, they are libraries that are located on campuses of colleges and universities. Public libraries or public lending libraries provide service to the general public. Okay, they issue library cards to the community members who are wishing, who wish to borrow books, and it's like, also serve as a community organization. We know that in the context of Kerala, we have, this library kind of, it's social organizations are done in and around, library system. Then we have research library, mostly intended for supporting scholarly research. School libraries, most public and private primary and secondary schools have libraries designed to support the school's curriculum. Then we have special libraries like, certain private businesses and public organizations, then hospitals, museums, law firms, they have got their own libraries, and that is generally considered as special library, and they may or may not be accessible to some identified part of general public. Okay, so that is special library. Then a shift from a digital traditional library to digital library with the with the emergence of ICT, or you can say information and communication technology. It has revolutionized the concept of libraries. And based on technologies, library can be categorized as traditional, automated, electronics, digital, and hybrid library. This is an important question. You might get a paragraph question on this. Okay, traditional library is the collection of mostly printed media, then manuscripts. They are not that well organized. Then documents they might deteriorate at a rapid rate. The collection of information is not easy to locate because there is no computerized kind of listing, okay, that is there. So, and it is confined itself in one physical boundary, okay, within one physical boundary it's there. The next is automated library. It's a machine readable kind of a catalog is there. Then computerized acquisition is there. Then the circulation acquisition, computerized circulation is there. Then they use OPAC means online public access catalog. All these things are part of automated library, but they are the holding. Okay, it is just similar to that of a traditional library. Then we have electronics library. Automated libraries, they extend to, if they extend itself to LAN, local area networking, and CD-ROM networking, and start procuring e-journals and other similar kind of publications, then it is called as electronic library. So they hold both print and electronic form, okay, in electronics library. Next is, or you can say the later stages of an electronic library is digital library, and it has got high speed optical fiber used for LAN and access over WAN, and provide wide range of internet-based services, audio, video conferences, conferencing, etc. are in fact being offered in a digital library. The majority of the holding of a digital library is in computer readable form, and also acts as a point of access to other online sources. Okay, hybrid libraries, they work both as electronic or digital and print environment. Okay, this is like more or less common type of a library. Then the factors of change to digital libraries, one you could be called as the limited buying power of libraries, then complex nature of recent document, then storage problem can be, these are the like the common factors that might lead to a change from the traditional method to digital mode. Other factors are, you just remember any five, you might again get a question or paragraph question from this part. One is like information explosion, then the other one is like searching problem in a traditional library. It is very difficult for us to find out, like the books in a traditional library. Then low cost of technology, then environmental factors, of course digital libraries, they give us like the cleanest technologies. Then new generation needs. Okay, so now we'll quickly look into the advantages and disadvantages of digital library. They are self explanatory. Again, you will get a paragraph question, and even you can get an essay question from the advantages and disadvantages of digital library. Advantages: there's no need of a there's no physical boundary as such, then it's available round the clock, then multiple accesses are possible, structured approach, information retrieval is more easy, preservation and conservation, it's kind of comparatively it is easy. Then the space, it will not take much space, it can accommodate a lot more amount of materials. Then networking, it's all interconnected. Then cost, you, as I've told you, it's low cost. Then added values, there are so many other possibilities are also there, like the quality of measures and all these things, many additions can be possible. Disadvantages, again, the copyright issues are there. Then speed of access, it depends on your network. Then initial cost is high, you have to invest a quite good number of amount of money in the beginning. Then bandwidth is in factor problem. Then efficiency, then environment in the sense, it cannot reproduce the environment as that of a traditional library. Then preservation, if there is some technological advancement, you have to always keep yourself up to date, to go to that. Okay, so I'll stop here and I'll continue in the next session.